Hello and welcome back again for the next part of the tutorial. So in this tutorial we're going to add the rest of the for the control panel, the mouth parts, and we'll leave it there for today on this tutorial. So let's get going. First thing first though, we're going to move some of these lines up and all that to make it so that when we change over to different mouth faces it doesn't overlap. So we'll start with the default face lips bit. So just click on the editable body bit. It should go back to the normal form. And we're going to go on to vertex. And we are going to move these two lines which are not being used in any of these. So we're going to move them with the scale tool. So move them up to as high as you can get them. And then these three dots and these three dots down here, we're going to, on the x-axis, bring them in so they look like a bit like a triangle. The head, the sharp bit cut off. So don't do too much, but something like that. So go off that. Back onto the morpher. While we're on the morpher bit, down here there's a automatically reload targets. Tick yes, or just tick it. I mean. And then after we've done that, do the same thing we did with the default lips to all the others, except for the mouth, like the happy and sad face. We leave those ones. So last time, hold CTRL to select more than one pair of dots, and again with the three dots, the bottom dot, and x-axis, and then again these ones. Okay, and then this one. If all goes right, should have no problems with overlapping. Already did the recording for this tutorial, but Cam Studio screwed it up and corrupted the file. So yeah, so when you've got all these like this, sure that you can't delete any of these dots, even if they're not being used in one of them, because you don't want to. You just move them out of the way. So if you want, you can test them, even though it's not the best way to test them. You can try. Okay, now just like we did for the eyebrows and the eyes and all that, go to the Action Manager and click on the circle for the mouth. Click Show Selected if you want to make it more organized, and make sure on the reference coordinate system that choose parent. Very important. Yeah. Add master in the Action Manager. Transform AFK sub control position, and then for add slave, make sure you select the lips, modified object, morpher, and choose the first one. And I'm going to make this one. You can have the positions for all your mouths differently. You don't have to follow the way I'm going to do it. It just works for me. It can be different if you want. So I'm going to bring mine down bottom in the middle. And then you create state, and then on the states here there's 0, 2, change it to 0000 to 100, and then test it. Yeah. Now I'm going to put that back to the middle. So let's put 0000, we should go back in the middle. And then again, the add slave, modified object, morpher, second one. And then this one is going to be bottom right hand corner for me. A bit different on yours. Create state. Again, 100. And then test it. And as you can see, it's working fine. No problems with the faces so far, which is great. So again, put it back to the middle, and then create slave, modified object, morpher, and the third one. And then I'm going to put mine in the bottom left hand corner. And then create state, and then change it to 100, the very bottom one. And as you can see, it's a sideways mouth. That's not what we want. So in the state 006, there's another one of these mouths that are 100. So you want to change, double click on that, and then change that to 0, and it should look like what mine looks like. Yeah, that works. Ah, 1 second. As you can see, mine overlaps. That's not good. The reason for that is because for some reason, I'm pretty sure I did that, didn't I? Didn't bring these 3 lines inwards, so they're overlapping, as you can see. Don't know if you can see. It depends if Cam Studio's not screwed with it. They're overlapping, which these could be over here somewhere. So as we've got automatic automatically updates it, so then if you have something like mine, just simply go back in and move them in, and hopefully this will fix the problem. Hopefully. It's a hit and miss kind of situation. So if I can move this out of the way. So now you see they move out of the way so that there's no overlapping so far. So that's great. Now, as long as you don't go outside the box, you're not going to see any sort of overlapping. See, if I go outside here, there's a lot of overlapping, but if I keep it inside, it's fine. So now we'll go on to the normal expressions, onto the happy and sad expressions. But another thing to note is if you have loads of overlapping bits in it, even after, just try moving any of the lines around that you don't need and see if that will. If you get an overlapping once in a while, try when you have to animate this for the voice in that. Just animate it around that little area, because you know, in 25 or 30 frames a second, it's near impossible to see. So yeah, so now we'll go on to the smile, which I'm going to put at the top right hand corner. So open reaction manager, add slave, morpher, the fourth one. And then move it down. Yeah, create state. 200. Oh, whoops, ignore what I just did. I seem to have just ignore what I just did. I don't know why I put it in the wrong corner, but just, you know, CTRL Z back. you just followed what I did and put it in the top corner. But don't forget, you can do it whatever way you want. So 6.5, create state, and choose that to 100, and yay, I recovered from my stupidity. So yeah, that's looking okay. So you stay inside the box, get the happy face. Now put it back to the middle, and then add slave, modified object, morpher, the fifth one down, and then top corner, left and right, create state, then change that to it. So there we go. We have our we've got the happy and sad, yay, and got all that. Now you could you've got even some extra motion if you go outside the box in some cases, even though you shouldn't. It can go a bit messy, but as long as you animate it inside the box, you're not going to see any overlapping problems. So yeah, we'll go on to the body bit now, but I think I'll leave that in a different tutorial, because I'm going to do two different tutorials on that, because there's the biped version, which is designed to work with only human kind of objects, which Minecraft can be technically, but I'm also going to do a tutorial on the bone version, which is less connected. It's more just bones that you can move around, but it can work on any object. It doesn't have to work on just humans. It will work on a cow or a pig or a duck, creeper if you want. So I'm going to do two of those. So yeah. Before we go, might as well add a nose. Don't have to have a nose, but you know, a simple box. Use the align tool if you want. Position it somewhere. And then, you know, it's gonna be a square, of course. Mess around with the size. The location. And then change the color. Okay, that's weird. Yeah, go and press M for the material later, and change diffuse so that blends in. Which for some reason I'm getting weird colors from it. Okay, maybe a little bit more. You don't have to have a nose. Sometimes the nose makes it look better. Sometimes the nose makes it look a bit weird. Move that down. I'll do for mine. So yeah, just link it in the select and link, which is in the very top hand corner, left hand corner, right underneath the green menu button. And just hold it and link it to the big face. And hopefully, if I remembered, everything will be linked. So yeah, make sure everything, also including the heads, are also linked to it. Or maybe not the heads. The heads don't need to be done, but you might as well, in case you eventually want to chain something. Link, oops, link runs to the head. Can I create? Oh, okay, you know what I just said. Don't know why I did that. Ah, I see why. Come on. So yeah, make sure they're also in layers. You might want to select the heads, make a little folder for them technically. Heads. Maybe one for the lips. Make sure that this little tick that every time you make a new folder will go to, make sure you change it back to default, or else every new object you put will go into that ticked folder, which you don't want to add anything else to the list. So make sure they work. So all those will be hidden. Do the same with the eyes. Make sure you don't select the default ones, which for some reason I have. Whoops. So yeah. Yeah, make one for the eyes. The eyes for CGIL. Yeah, one good this. One for eye. It could be a better organization system. There are plugins you can get, or scripts of it, that makes it more like a file system you have on your computer instead of this. You have folders inside folders, which is pretty neat. Yeah, make sure that. This, and then for the eyebrows. So there you go. Don't technically need these 3, 4, 5. Get rid of those. And there you go, you can hide all that using the layer system. You can make them all unrenderable or renderable, so you could keep them there, but make it so it doesn't render. So if I was to turn all these off and do render, maybe I'm wrong. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know what the hell that is for. Makes it unrenderable. But if you did want to make it unrenderable, you could go to Object Properties, which is with the right clicking, Object Property, and rendering control panel. Make it untick renderable. I'm not going to do that, but yeah, you can do that. So I think we'll end there. The next tutorial, I'll probably just make a quick one on just getting the UVs, which is exactly the same as the head, so I'll probably only show it quite quickly, and maybe the hands, because there are different kind of hands. You can have poses, you can have blocky kind of ones. So yeah, I've recently changed my hands for mine to be a bit more thinner, which they work very well. But you know, anyway, so like this video if you liked it, unlike it if you hated it. If you have a question, comments, leave it in the comments, and I'll try and answer it if I can. Subscribe if you want, share this video if you want. See you next time.